Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Sunderland win 2-1 at Stamford Bridge. Wow. Wow. We've heard all about this easy fixture list. And guys, let's be honest. The fixture list up to this point, we've had some kind games. But today, right now, we've beaten Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge, a team who just won 5-1 in the Champions League in midweek. And we went there and we are good value for a 2-1 win. Wow, amazing. Right, please, everyone, like the stream, put your comments in, let's get questions in, let's just talk about it. I don't think this game needs masses of analysis. I think we just need to enjoy the moment. Let's just enjoy the fact that Sunderland are second in the Premier League. Let's just enjoy the fact that we've went to Chelsea and won 2-1. Let's just enjoy this moment we're in right now, because for the first time, I think in my supporting life, I was like 5 years old when Sunderland were promoted in 99-2000. For the first time since then, we look like a good team, like a really good team, like good. And wow, just to win that game, I can't believe it. And funny enough, and I'll give you the context of my day. So my day today was a Halloween party. So I had largely young children in and around my house today, and I had the phone and I was watching the game on a live stream on the phone, and I was trying my best to engage in the party and whatnot. I was dressed as Fred from Scooby-Doo, so I had a stupid wig on, which I debated wearing for this. And that was the context of my day, and I was sitting watching it on the phone, and as the game goes on, we obviously go 1-0 down early on, and I'm thinking, ugh, horrific. The couple of mags there with us, and you're just like, ugh. They're playing Fulham, so they're likely to win. But slowly but surely, we just built up in that game. In fact, to be honest, I thought we saw intent right from the start of the game. And then, of course, to turn it around and score the last-minute winner as we did. And so I haven't even thought about the fact we scored yet another last-minute goal. Sunderland win 2-1 away at Chelsea. So, yeah, I don't know if anyone else has had weirder places to have watched the game than a Halloween party, but that was me today. And yeah, I've just commenting there from David Cockley Mac, and I will get through everyone's comments. Sunderland have beaten the club world champions. Yeah, the world champions have just been dismantled by Reggie Slabris in Sunderland. Incredible. I still don't have words. I mean, it finished like an hour ago and I'm still absolutely lost for words. So yeah, get your questions, get your comments in, like the stream, do all that good stuff. Subscribe to the channel if you've not already, and let's just talk about it. So I suppose we should start with the Garnacho goal. I don't really care at this point. I would say it's probably poor defending from our end. Mukiele maybe could do better. Am I looking at the goalkeeper when I was watching it and I've watched the highlights back? I am wondering, should Roofs be letting that one through him? But it is what it is. He probably expects the ball to go across goal. But yeah, Chelsea take a 1-0 lead. They do the stupid celebration. I saw the Premier League tweet, "Are you not entertained yet?" And it's funny now looking back on that now we've won the game. But yeah, it was disappointing because we actually had a chance early on. Ballard, I think it was, had a header from a free kick. And I thought we were really good value just throughout the game. I thought we didn't just sit in, as I mean, we talked about this in the previews. I was kind of expecting something to really sit in a low block and just try and find the counterattacks when they can. And obviously we'll talk about the last goal, which is kind of where that came from. But we sat in. But I thought we were organised today, but we didn't just sit. We didn't go there with no intent. I thought we had intent, and maybe the fact Chelsea scored early on sort of brought us out of our shell a little bit. But the goal to make it 1-1 comes from a long throw. We are a pain in the arse with the long throws. Every team we play against is like, ugh, long throws against Sunderland. Wolves were whinging about it last week, and we got one goal kind of from it. We should have got another one with Trey Hume. And this week, we get another one. It bobbles about in there. I can't remember who shot it, but it basically bobbles about, and Isidore sticks out. I'd say sticks out, I thought it was better than that. He finishes it. He actually does finish it and puts it past Sanchez. So that was 1-1. You just sort of wait, VAR and all that good stuff. But yeah, we get in 1-1 at halftime. Then the second half, look, I thought we were better in the first half. I thought we played really well in the first half. Second half, I thought Chelsea, they're really pressing because they're desperate for the win in this game. I mean, they're playing lowly Sunderland, who haven't played anyone yet this season. And Chelsea are expecting to win this game. And we saw that with our, winning goal, because Chelsea are pushing men. We end up hitting them on a break. Robbie, unbelievable. See the sharpness that he has compared to when he started against when he played against Crystal Palace on his debut, and what we've seen of him since. It tormented those two Chelsea centre-backs, and he just he just pushes them away. He's just a freak of nature in terms of strength, physicality, and he ends up holding it up. But not only does he hold it up, he also plays the perfect pass to Talby. And Talby, I've criticised Talby for that clinical finish when we went to Man United, and he had it kind of a similar chance played through to him, and he just passed it at the goalkeeper. This time he showed that finesse. He showed that he learned, and that's what I love. You saw it with Eliza Mayenda last season. He missed a couple of chances over the Christmas period, and he learned from it, and he started taking the chances. This is what we saw with Talby there. He had that one sniff, and he beautifully passed it into the corner, showed real composure, and we end up going 2-1 up, and I'm dancing around the living room, as I suspect everyone who wasn't at the match was. Absolutely crazy, just waiting for the VAR, and then I watch the replay, and I see Robbie's ran from his own half. I'm like, yes, right, that's cleared. Then you're watching the rest of it, like, well, I can't see any reason for them to disallow it. And hey-ho, there was no reason to disallow it. We end up 2-1 up, and we see it through with pretty much ease. Chelsea had like one corner where Estevao just kind of kicked it into the side netting. But I thought we were fantastic. And I think I've been wanting this. And I talked this morning, I did a little video talking about this game not being a free hit. I've been pretty adamant on the free hit being a bad word. This today was an opportunity for Sunderland. And it's an opportunity we have grasped with both hands. Because we've went to Stamford Bridge. Because we've had a decent start the season, we could have went there and just thought, oh, anything's a bonus. But we didn't. We went with a plan to win the game of football. And we were tactically better than them. The manager got everything perfect. We were up for the game. We wanted it more than them. There was tackles flying in. And I thought we were fantastic from a man. And look through Roker Report's player ratings, which I always like to do. And look, Roof's 8 out of 10. Maybe could have done better with the first goal is what they've said. But, clearly fantastic throughout the game. Deals with the balls in the box. He's imposing. Made a couple of decent saves. Trey Hume, 8 out of 10. McQuarrie, 8 out of 10. Ballard, 9 out of 10. Colossal player. Dan Ballard has come on leaps. From the player he was, and he was a good championship defender. He looks like a Premier League centre-back, and not just like a bog-standard Premier League centre-back. He looks like a top-level Premier League centre-back. Unbelievable. And we can say that now because we're second in the league. He was unbelievable. They're going out of town. Ronaldo, fantastic in the game again. Really enjoyed his performance. Glad he bounced back from that ridiculous red card he got and just showed exactly what he has and showed why he's a Diego Simeone player. Xhaka, 9 out of 10, phenomenal. And he just epitomizes this team. And I think a lot of what we do on the pitch essentially stems from Granit Xhaka and his calmness and his ability and what he brings to the team. And I thought Granit Xhaka was phenomenal. Siddiqui, 9 out of 10, unbelievable. Again, just wow, what a player he is. He's 20 years old. This guy is a freak in terms of how good he could be. I mean, he could be one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. He possibly already is one of the best. Good Trouder, thought he played fantastic today, stepped in really well. Solid. Traore, 7 out of 10. I'm not massive on Traore so far, but I'm not going to talk about negatives. Fair play. Lafay, 8 out of 10. Isidore, 7 out of 10. Talby gets an 8. Robbie gets a 7. Probably deserves an 8. Rig played at 7 as well. And I've got a question about who was my man of the match. And it's really hard to pick one, but I feel like either Ballard or Xhaka are the two that I'm looking at, but we'll give it Xhaka because on here they've given it to Dan Ballard. But yeah, it could have been anyone on the pitch. We were to a man absolutely fantastic today, unbelievable. And look, let's talk about the easy games because this is something that's been really grating on me so far this season. I can see Manchester United win 2-0 right now as well. So there we are. That's a team that we lost to recently. But our fixture list and the teams we've played does my head in because people are looking at it when we've played 9 games. We played 8 before this, but there aren't 8 terrible teams in the Premier League. And this is what we constantly hear. We've had an easy run of games. We had an easy run of fixtures. Wait until you start playing the big teams, And today we've went to Stamford Bridge and won 2-1. So that narrative, the narrative that Sunderland have just beaten the teams at the bottom of the league, gone. Because it's not true anymore. We've just beaten the world champions. So that is dead, gone. Forget about it. If people start talking about it, ignore it. We're second in the Premier League. We've played 9 games, which basically means we've played half the league. And we are sat in second place with 17 points. And do you know what? Better than that. And we talk about the relegation scrap all the time. And I talk about it all the time. We are 15 points ahead of Wolves. I know they've got a game to play, but 15 ahead of Wolves. We are now 13 points ahead of West Ham in the Premier League table. West Ham have played 9 games as well. We have got on Nottingham Forest. We have got 12 points on them. Obviously, they haven't played yet this weekend. Fulham, they lost today. We're 9 points ahead of them. We look through the league now, and you're just like, well, we can now, pretty much in our next 8 games, to stay above 1 point per game. We can lose our next 8 games, and we're still going to be probably out of the relegation zone. And we're at the point now where I think we can have an actual discussion. And I'm not saying that this is true. It could come to bite us in the rear end. But I think we can begin to have a discussion about the season being more than just a relegation scrap. And I think that's the position we're in right now with 17 points from 9 games and the fact we've just won away at Chelsea. I think we can begin to talk about what can this team actually achieve this season, because I've been so nervous, even though my eyes are telling me that this is a really good team and we've got the recruitment right and the managers right. Everything has been telling me all season, pretty much from that West Ham game, that we are a strong team in this league and are going to give everyone a game. But the issue is that I've seen and I've heard so much about the Premier League being such a horrific league in terms of like the strength of teams and everything else, that it's hard not to be like, well, you know, when we win against Brentford, well, we've only got 6 points from 3 games. A lot can change in that time. But as we sit here with 9 games played, we've got half of the wins we need to stay up. We just need to win 5 more games pretty much, and we will survive in the Premier League. And we've only played 9. We've drawn 2. We've only lost 2 games so far this season. We've only conceded 7 goals. These are all things that, you know, show now that I don't think that we should be talking about Sunderland necessarily being in a scrap. And look, I'm not saying that we shouldn't be in conversations, because obviously we're a newly promoted team. We could lose 5 games in a row and it could plummet us down the table. I'm not saying that won't happen. But I think right now, the conversation with Sunderland needs to be less about the relegation scrap and more about, you know, can they actually finish maybe in the top 10 this season? That's where I am. But yeah, we've got loads to talk about. We've got loads of comments in here, which we'll obviously go through. So let's start from the top. The title race is on, Howie. I don't think the title race is on. I think Arsenal are strong. But hey, we are in the conversation. We are second in the table. We win next week on Monday Night Football against Everton. Put us on 20 points from 10 games. And that is close to title winning form. So there we are. No, I don't think we are. Let's go, Aussie mullet. Yes, love to see a mullet. Happy days. I know I said last week was absolute cinema, but today, wow. Yeah, every week feels like it's been absolute cinema for Sunderland this season. I'm just catching my breath. It's been a breathtaking hour. Back to my early question. Is this our best Prem side ever? Well, I mean, it's running the 99 to 2001 team close right now. And look, we can lose. You've always got a caveat. We can lose 5 games in a row. It can happen. But as I have a sip of my Pepsi Max. But this team's up there. I mean, players like Granit Xhaka. I don't know if we've ever had a better player than Granit Xhaka. I mean, look, you can look around. You can look around the whole team. You look at Alderete. You can look at Ballard, Mukwele, you know, Ronaldo in there. Trey Hughes done fantastic. Siddiqui, all these players, Isidore, have been fantastic so far this season. So yeah, I don't know if it is yet, but it's close. This team will definitely run that 99 to 2001 team close. David Cockney Mackham, Sunderland, yes, have beaten the world champions by 2-1. Excellent. Billy, we deserve that. I agree. Unbelievable. Sean, the perfect away performance, and it absolutely is. We've won 2 away games already in the Premier League. Normally for newly promoted teams, it feels like the narrative is, can you just pick up 2 or 3 away wins in a season? And we've picked up 2 already. And we've won at difficult places. We've won at Nottingham Forest and Chelsea, both teams that finished in the top 7 last season. Coffee Goblin says, who do you want in Europe? And I think just to dispel the song, we have to play AC or Inter Milan. I think if we ever do get into Europe, this club should have played in Europe, but hasn't. If we ever get into Europe, it has to be AC or Inter Milan, 100%. And you get a massive away end at the San Siro as well, so everyone could go. David Cockney Mackham. I do not understand what goes on, but this season is one hell of a ride. Buckle up, all aboard the Mackham roller coaster. The thing is, a roller coaster, though, David, is that it goes down. So I think this is more just it's an up, isn't it? Because a roller coaster, you know, where apart from maybe the Burnley defeat, where are the real downs we've had this season? So the concern with that is if we just keep going like this, there is going to be a big dip. So maybe a roller coaster isn't the right analogy. David Williams, I'm still shaking from that result. My daft bet to finish in the top 10 isn't looking too bad. What are the odds you got on that one, David? Well done. Good bet. Well done. Good to have belief. You can bet the pundits won't give us credit. I think today the pundits are giving us credit. The pundits are 100% when we get on Match of the Day or whatever else, Sky Sports, all that sort of stuff. There have to be. This is a result that makes everyone take notice a little bit and go, this Sunderland team maybe aren't going to get relegated. And I think there's still been a lot, and I watch a lot of obviously analysis, and the rhetoric is sort of been, it's just a good start, but they've played difficult games, and we'll see when they start having to play Chelsea away and teams like that. And I think now we've went to Stamford Bridge and won. The whole footballing community is going to look at that and think, this Sunderland team's really good. This Sunderland team actually is more than just, relegation fodder. And I think we've seen that now. I mean, 17 points from 9 games, plus 4 goal difference. We've only conceded 7 goals, which is just miraculous to have a defensive record like that at this stage. Billy, I'm high as a kite over the moon at the same time. I am the same. The wife is going to hate me this evening because I'm just going to want to talk about football. Thankfully, Strictly Come Dancing's on, so I can probably just put myself in like a football and coma and watch all the analysis from everyone and hope that Jam Sarni's put out his video and Michael Bowers has put out his video and Alt Endon or whoever else, all the Sunderland people have put out their content and everyone else, and just watch it all and drink it all in, because this is what we need. Look, since I've been covering Sunderland in the media, right, I started covering Sunderland kind of Roker Report 2017-18 season. That's when I started. So we have been honging basically that whole time up to like when Alex Neil came in. But even then, we've had moments where we weren't great. We've been honking though for such a long time. We deserve to have moments like this today, because when I see, teams of a similar size and smaller than Sunderland just having these good moments, I always thought of this thing, well, why can't it be us doing that? Why are we stuck in League One? Why are we 16th in the Championship with Michael Beale? Why are we struggling? And it just feels like everything is clicking right now. Tom Lister, surely Shearer's got to say something on the win for Match of the Day. He probably is taking it off. Probably just, in fact, maybe he went it off. He's on there because he thought, Sunderland's at Chelsea, they'll get beat. Yeah, it's probably not his game though. I reckon they haven't gelled properly yet either. I really think we can get better. Well, that's the scary thing for the rest of the Premier League. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. What is the let me know in the comments. What is the ceiling for this team? Are you talking about a team that can finish in the top 10? Are you talking about a team that can finish higher than that? Are we all getting a bit too giddy because we've won? Probably. But what is the ceiling? I don't know. And also, we've got depth. We keep talking about AFCON and how much that hurts us and blah, blah, blah. We've got depth. We've got depth. There we are. You got your wish 5 at the back. Yeah. Reaction to our win by media is Chelsea should sack manager. Well, the thing is, though, is like that's a reality. That is the reality of the situation, because Sunderland shouldn't be beating Chelsea away. And that is, that is what history tells you in terms of how many times we won. There's our 3rd win since like 2001. It is what it is, but we've got to enjoy this. We've got to drink this in. We've got to take what we can. And if we're the team constantly that is putting nails in coffins, when we're doing something right, because we put a nail in the Ange coffin, we put a nail in the Graham Potter coffin, we've probably put nails in other coffins, and we will continue to do that because people look at Sunderland as newly promoted and, they did just think they shouldn't be doing this. This isn't normal. Last season, what did Ipswich finish with? 20 points, something like that. Leicester, 25, something like that. We've already beaten what Southampton had. We are flying. Absolutely flying. David Williams, I won money today with the correct result. I never thought it would come in. How much did you win? Please tell me what you won, just so we can celebrate more. Today's performance has set a marker. It's not just about staying up. We can absolutely compete at the level. All the lads are great, but so happy. Brobby, very clever play. That's exactly it. We've laid our marker down for the season 100%. We're so good at defending. They scored from a half chance and didn't have a single good chance. And that's exactly it. Yeah, we are just, I say it over and over, but we are a pain to play against. We stifle the middle of the park. We don't let teams get into the dangerous areas. We do the basics. We don't just do the basics right. We do them brilliantly. And that's the key difference, because we are excellent at doing all the things that are just fundamentals in the game. And that is the sort of, it's the gift of what the manager does. It's unbelievable. To come from a goal behind Connor, we galvanise to show what we have at our disposal at the club. My confidence is still through the roof. Absolutely. Ballard, man of the match for me today. Hard to disagree with that one. I thought Reggie got his tax Spartan day, switched to a 5, worked like a dream, to a man. The team worked their socks off. And yeah, we've talked a lot about the 5 on this channel. And to be honest, I didn't want to overanalyze all the tactics and whatnot today, because obviously me and All Ended are going to do this on Monday, and he's going to analyze it far better than what I can. But yeah, that's going to be a big talking point for us, how we set up in this game, how we played, and everything else. But I'm just dreaming, absolutely dreaming right now about how we've played, and just, yeah, rock solid, unbelievable. Is today the best tactical showing we've had all season? I think from how we set up to the subs we made, it was a perfect away performance. Massive credit to everyone. Yeah, and again, we can, you know, I don't want to go too much into the tactical stuff because I don't want to give too much away as we go into more content throughout the week. But we absolutely set the team up spot on, and we played fantastically to a man, unbelievable. And systems and tactics and stuff only matter if the players can execute it and play at their best. And today they were to a man, just unbelievable. And I'm just so excited about where this team can go, because everything we've done, we talk about for teams to survive, you have to get your recruitment spot on. We've like got our recruitment beyond spot on. It's been unbelievable what we've done. How are the lads? Yeah, he nailed it today. He absolutely did. First goal, survival, beat other teams like to be in the bottom half of the table. Apart from Burnley, we have done that 100% it. And second goal, pick up away points, and we are doing that. I wonder how Everton are going to approach the match against us next week. I doubt anyone is underestimating us anymore. Yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting to see how that. And look, that's the analysis we're going to go into as the week goes on. How did Everton approach it? They're not a great away team. They're a very good home team. They're not a great away team. That's a chance for us to pick up points. And look, we go into that with limited, you know, pressure. There is not pressure because we've won this game. We've picked up 6 points from the international break. And that gives us a chance to go on Everton and just, you know, have no pressure. We've already done our job up to the next international break. We've already picked up 6 points. You can guarantee the Mags will say we only won because Chelsea were tired after returning from Europe. The thing is, though, is they won 5-1 against 10 men in Europe. It's not even worth worrying about, but fundamentally, I'm not worrying about Newcastle United right now because of how well we have done today. Sunderland are capable of anything as a club, always where the club was weeded out in 1958 needs to be woken up. The club just needs investments and they could be Bank of England level again. Well, I hope you are right. Happy they could put that early goal behind them. Yeah, I agree with that. You know, you go a goal down. You go a goal down and you have to bounce back. And that's what we did today. We went a goal down in the game and we didn't buckle. And Sunderland teams of old would have buckled. We've seen the Sunderland team, not this Sunderland team, but we've seen Sunderland teams of the past buckle in these situations, and we didn't. We just were like, do you know what, we can continue. We'll just continue on and play our game and figure it out, and that's exactly what we did. The Irish guy said he would kiss doors if we got anything from this game. I think the Irish guy needs to stop talking about Sunderland. But we'll be featured on propaganda with All Ending next week. 16-1, put £30 on it. Jesus, David, what are you doing in here? Why aren't you out there celebrating on the town? How much money you won there? I can't even do the quick max. 480 quid? 510 quid? Actually, you put the other 30 on? Well done, my friend. Nicholas Lindsay. The result is an absolute statement to the rest of the league. High as a kite after that result. I am also the same. I can't wait to actually get off here and look at my phone and just read everything and continue to drink it all in. Because again, in my life, it just feels like this very rarely happens that Sunderland are winning games at Stamford Bridge when we aren't scrapping against relegation. Yeah, let's have a look. Hope they keep underestimating us. 7th 2 years running in the Kevin Phillips and Niall Quinn. Yeah, I reckon we can match that. I put a quid on something to win 2-1 and 118, mate. Okay, who could we get in Jan? Oh, okay, so we're talking about that. There's a different bet. Okay, fair enough. David Williams. Who could we get in January? I don't know. I mean, do we need anyone in January right now? Would you be better off just saving that money for the summer? We control the game even when we are defending, and that is what I love. That is what I love about Ridgie Slibbery, because we are just, I keep saying it over and over again, just a pain in the arse to play against. I wish I had more analysis on that, and right now I don't. My brain is shot from that game. That's why we've not really went at the tactics and the tactical shuffles, because I want to watch the game back and really just analyze all that. Because when I watch the game, I'm just watching it purely as a fan, and yeah, you notice certain things. But when I want to do sort of an analysis of it, I like to watch the game back and see where we are, and how we played and whatnot. The 16th month. Yeah, okay, we did that. Need to look for right wing for January. Yeah, probably, but it is what it is. Anyway, I think that just sums us up today. I'll do another video tomorrow. I'll be recording with Alt Ending on Monday, which will go through out next week. We'll do the 3 videos. So we'll have a review, propaganda, and a bit of a preview for Everton. Thanks everyone for watching this one. Also, please leave a like. Please subscribe to the channel as well. I think we're very close to 2,000 subscribers, which, considering we started at the start of August, is really, really good. But yeah, please subscribe if you can. Thanks everyone for watching. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the 3 pointers, Rory would say, and just drink in all the content. Watch all the content. Listen to Rogue Report. Listen to every other YouTube creator, Jam Sani, all them good guys. Just drink it all in, because it's not often we are in this place, and it's not often as a fan club, as a fan base, we get moments like this. And yeah, enjoy the weekend. I know I will. I agree, Robin. Just final one there. My match was Ronaldo. Yep, it's fair enough. Don't disagree with that. They all could have had a shout for my match. But thanks everyone for watching. We'll catch you all soon.